The Fall Classic. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Flex Zone family. The World Series. Oh, another year with no Baltimore Orioles representing the American League in the Fall Classic. But we have the biggest World Series matchup in recent memory. Yankees, Dodgers, Judge, Ohtani, Betts, Soto, Stanton, Cole, Hernandez, Dave Roberts, Aaron Boone, East Coast Rap, West Coast Rap, Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z, Nas, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, New York style pizza, avocado toast, ladies and gentlemen, Tim's, Chuck Taylor's, lowriders, Chevys, skyscrapers, palm trees, beaches. So many things to discuss. And we get the 12th meeting all time between the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series. Make sure you swing for the fences. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you go ahead and leave us a like. Leave us a thumbs up. It helps us out tremendously. And make sure you hit that bell to know when all of our videos drop. As we are the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you baseball coverage 365 and so much more. But this is indeed the 12th meeting between the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series. The Yankees lead the series 8-3, with Dodgers winning the last meeting, which was all back in 1981, before I was even thought of. And this matchup features 5 former MVPs: Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto. The Yankees, the Dodgers, they've been the best two teams, the best record in the American League with the Yankees, best record in the National League with the Dodgers. The Orioles, who, while I digress for a second, who actually was chasing the Yankees all season and won the season series against the Yankees, couldn't even win a playoff game. A damn playoff game. And they are sitting on the couch, along with everyone else, watching the Yankees and Dodgers do work. I put in the title of the video, "This is what saved the game of baseball." If you ask a lot of people of the younger generation, the millennials, the Generation Z, whatever the new up-and-coming fad of the generation of youth is, baseball is not at the top of their sports list. For various reasons, many compare it to letting or watching paint dry, it being boring, it being slow, methodical, kind of like a game of chess, not a lot of excitement, not quick, fast, not something you can digest in a quick amount of time and get on to the next thing, because we are a microwave society. We want things here, 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 now, now, now. We don't want to wait for things. But you get new rule changes of baseball. Big shout out to Fred Manfred with the pitch clock. Whether you want to say it's causing more injuries or not, that's up for debate. But the speed of the game, the tempo of the game, the extra runner during the regular season, while I'm not a huge fan of that, it does go back to the regular rule in the postseason. Having that in extra innings, like I said, the pitch clock, the pace of the game, we've seen it over the last couple of years, the larger bases causing and allowing guys like Ronald Acuna Jr. to get over 50 steals last year, Shohei Ohtani to have a 50-50 season, 59 steals. He almost had a 50-60 season because he's out of this world. This game, this series, baseball is a global international game, and you're going to have flavor of that in the World Series. This is what baseball needs. When I was growing up watching baseball, when I got into baseball, we had the home run battle, the home run watch. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. It got eyes on the product. People who weren't even sports fans or baseball fans kept up with the home run chase. Whether they use performance-enhancing drugs or not, my counter argument is always, if I go out there and take performance-enhancing drugs, I'm not going to be hitting balls 400, 300, 450 feet like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, 50, 60 home runs a season. You still got to have that hand-eye coordination. You still have to have the skill and ability paired with the PEDs. Had guys like Roger Clemens, you had on the Yankees, you had those series. You had Barry Bonds hitting 70 home runs in a season. Guys wouldn't even pitch to him. It was what people wanted to see at the time. It was must see. The TV network have to be happy. Fox, because all the games are on Fox. Fox has a wide reach throughout the world. They're going to see Ohtani. They're going to see Judge, two of the best players in the league, the 2 MVPs, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Juan Soto, who's going to get paid this offseason, whether it's by the Yankees, the Mets, or someone else. This is going to be an interesting series. We got the schedule. Let's go over the schedule real quick. I got keys for each team. I'm going to give you my prediction. This is crazy because as we get ready to head into spooky season, which we're already in Halloween, this series, which I think it will go long, could play into November. Let's not forget baseball does go into November a lot of the times. We got game 1 on Friday night, the 25th at 8 p.m. Let's go to Friday. Yep, game 1 Friday, 8 p.m. We got Garrett Cole, my boy, Mr. Cole, who battled some injuries this season, didn't start the season out with the team, came back, and I think he's still one of the best 10 pitchers in baseball. Jack Flaherty, who's had a career resurgence. We know the history of him with the Orioles, gets traded, doesn't produce for them, goes to Detroit, gets traded, helps the Dodgers in the season and in the playoffs make it to the World Series, but he did not pitch his best the last game. So game 1 is on Friday, game 2 on Saturday. Carlos Rodon and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who they got from Japan. So add him with Ohtani. Like I said, the international flavor. It's all throughout this series. But if you ask me, looking at the first 2 games with the pitching matchups, especially game 1, I'll just stick with game 1. I think the Yankees have the advantage in game 1 because I think Garrett Cole is a better pitcher than Jack Flaherty. While the Dodgers do have home field advantage, I think there is no excuse of this team had more rest than that team. This team may be more rusty because this team had a week off and the other team only had 3 days off. There is no excuse. Both teams have pretty much had the same amount of time, have had the same routine, have had the same schedule of off days. So both teams who were mashing the baseball, the Yankees with the long ball, the Dodgers pretty much 1 through 9 in their lineup, they were mashing the baseball, both teams. I think there could be a lot of runs scored in this team, but I think the pitching staff, as I always say, pitching, and more pitching on top of that pitching. Whatever pitching staff can hold it down, starters and bullpen alike, I think can get it done. But Rodon, Yamamoto, I think has been a godsend for them. But really, the Dodgers only have 3 starters: Flaherty, Yamamoto, and Walker Buehler. Now, like I said, the Yankees could get some reinforcements back as well. We could see, as we see, game 3 will be on Monday. We'll have Clark Schmidt for the Yankees, looking like he's already announced for undecided for the Dodgers, as mentioned. Then game 4 would be on Tuesday. Remember, it's a 2-3-2 format, so 2 in Los Angeles, 3 in New York, and then if it goes back to LA, the last 2 games would then be at Dodger Stadium. Then game 5, as I mentioned, would be Wednesday. Game 6 would be on a Friday night from LA. And then I believe game 7 would be on November 2nd, a Saturday at 8 p.m. on Fox. And I actually do think it's going 7 before I get my full prediction. But and you look at those ticket prices. Lottie Dottie, everybody, all the celebs, A-list, B-list through Z-list are going to be out there at Dodger Stadium in New York. So this is a historical matchup. You think of some of the greats, the Jackie Robinsons, the Babe Ruths, the Mickey Mantles, the Yogi Berras. Rest in peace to Fernando Valenzuela, who just passed away. Rest in peace to him. As I mentioned, these teams are no strangers to each other. It's been a while. They played a series this season in the Bronx, and the Dodgers pretty much handed it to the Yankees. They were pretty much on them like white on rice from the get-go. They scored a lot of runs that series, but I think the Yankees have really found that groove. It was a lot of this going on when they played in the Bronx this season. I'm not gonna lie, it was like this. Yeah, we heard a lot of that when they played in the Bronx. But this is going to be interesting. As I said, I do think the Yankees do have an edge in game 1 with Garrett Cole, and I think the Dodgers have the advantage in the bullpen and 1 through 9 in their lineup, and that manager, in my opinion, as well. But if Judge, Soto, and Stanton are as hot as they've been against Cleveland, let's not forget, New York's bullpen has overachieved this season. Putting Weaver in as the closer has been fantastic. But as I mentioned, going back to my point before I get to the keys, this is going to save baseball because these teams, especially the Dodgers, they're built to last. The Yankees, we know they're going to spend money to stay relevant. This is their first World Series since 2009, beating the Phillies. And Dodgers have the highest payroll in baseball. We know they're going to continue to spend money. So this could be a World Series matchup we see start to reinvigorate itself or rehash itself. We saw it in the 80s, as mentioned. Maybe going from 2024 through 2030. We could see it in another 2 or 3 times between these two teams. Like I said, the Dodgers are the favorite. I think the Yankees actually are the favorites in game 1 with Garrett Cole. I'm expecting Garrett Cole to go out there and give you 6 or 7 innings. And I think the offense will do enough. I think game 1 may be more of a feeling process, like a good boxing match where both guys not really wanting to expose themselves to get knocked out with that haymaker. So you're going to see a lot of jabs, some body blows. I think really managerial, I think a strategic chess match between the two managers, filling each other out, kind of seeing how the days off. New York's been off since last Saturday, so pretty much almost a week for them. The Dodgers since Sunday. So both teams have had the same amount of time. It's no excuses, as I mentioned. It's going to be a little bit of a filling out process. And I think if it comes down to the 2 pitches, Cole will outpitch Flaherty. And I think that if Garrett Cole, I think, can keep the Dodgers under 3 runs or less, I really think the Yankees have a chance in game 1. But the Yankees have 27 World Series titles. The Dodgers only 8. These are the 2 blue bloods. 41 pennants for the Yankees, meaning they made it to the World Series. 25 for the Dodgers. The Yankees, 47 Hall of Famers, but the Dodgers with 53. Wins, the Yankees, 10,778. The Dodgers, 11,022. And although the Dodgers did win 98 games, this Dodgers team was not as talented or as good as the 2020 team, even teams in 2018, 2019 who gave up those 3-1 deficits and were questions about Dave Roberts' future a lot of times. And I think Dave Roberts deserves a lot of credit of how he's pressed all the right buttons this postseason. Everything he's touched has turned to gold, and the brother's having fun. You can tell the players love playing for him. He's a manager, a player's manager. He genuinely has their best interest in mind. He has a good pulse of the team, and when the general doesn't panic, the troops don't panic. And he's always calm, cool, and collected, in my opinion. So big up to Dave Roberts. So let's get some keys to this series. For the Yankees, I do have, first and foremost, starting pitchers go deep. I mentioned it. The first 2 games, I think they have a legit potential advantage. You have, I think, a better pitcher, Garrett Cole, Jack Flaherty. Garrett Cole. You got Carlos Rodon, and you have Yamamoto. Yamamoto, he can give you 7 innings and strike out 8, or he could give up 8 runs in the first 4 innings. You don't know with what you're going to get from him, and I don't know if he's faced the lineup like the Yankees this season, so there could be an adjustment period. Like I said, I think the first 2 games could be a filling out process before we head back to New York with those 3 straight in the Bronx, where I think this series will really be decided. I think whichever team, like they say, the series doesn't start till a team wins on the road. So if the Yankees come in and win game 1, the pressure automatically, I think, shifts to the Dodgers. I think, honestly, the pressure is probably on the Dodgers because they're the favorites. They have the bigger name in Ohtani. They have just being in LA, pretty much the preseason darling to get to the World Series and win it. The Yankees weren't expected to be this good. I thought the Yankees were a playoff team. I thought they were second behind the Orioles, but I thought the Yankees, if you would have told me they were going to win a division, I wouldn't have been surprised. Now, I did not have them as a World Series team. I maybe had them as 3rd on my hierarchy in the American League, but they've gotten hot. They've gotten hits when they've needed to. I think that Kansas City series, they've gotten a lot of confidence their bullpen has. Aaron Boone has pressed all the right buttons as well. I talked about Dave Roberts. I think Aaron Boone's done a hell of a job. I think he's earned himself some grace as a manager of the Yankees, and I think there should be some consideration to give him a lot of credit for what he's done as well. But starting pitchers have to go deep for the Yankees. At least if they can give them at least 6 innings a night, that would be very important. I think Garrett Cole's going to go out there and give them 6 or 7 on Friday, but they have to go deep into the game. Next, be patient and wait for your pitch. We know Judge, we know Soto, we know Stanton. They're going to wait for their pitches. You can't give in to them. You have to paint the corners, be very particular. Sometimes a walk isn't a bad thing instead of them hitting the ball 400 feet over your head. So if they're patient like the Yankees, I know them to be, they'll have some opportunities because they're going to be seeing a lot of guys from the bullpen as well. Thirdly, someone other than the big 3. We know about Judge, we know about Stanton, we know about Soto. Jazz Chisholm, where you at, brother? Anthony Volpe, where you at? Mr. Wells, they're going to need someone else outside of that big 3 to step up because I do think that this team has a lot of power. We know they are one of the best home run hitting teams in the league. But if they're not able to hit the long ball against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, one of my keys is for them to keep the ball in the ballpark, how will they score runs? Will Jazz Chisholm and guys like Volpe be able to get on base, and will they be able to manufacture runs? We'll see. For the Dodgers, like I said, pitchers keep the ball in the ballpark. Whatever you do, you got to keep the ball in the ballpark. If you can eliminate and limit the home runs, especially limit them to solo shots, we know the Dodgers can play from behind. You don't want to be giving up 2- and 3-run home runs to Judge, Soto, and Stanton, because those guys get hot. And when they get hot, it's magma, volcanic level hot as well. Secondly, be patient and wait for your pitch. I think it's very, very important. Secondly, for the Dodgers, is Dave Roberts continue to press all the right buttons. Dave Roberts has been a godsend. He's one of the best managers in baseball. He's kind of giving me this Bruce Bochy type vibe when he won with the Giants and he won with the Royals. And he won, with the Giants, not the Royals. He won with the Giants and won with the Rangers last year. He looks like he's going to be pressing the right buttons, and I'm intrigued to see what he does. Not giving too much away. We know Flaherty's starting game 1. We don't know who's starting. We know Yamamoto's starting game 2. We don't know what about game 3, 4, or 5. I think Buehler will be game 3. And how he uses his bullpen matches guys up. If he has to go to the bullpen early and often, he will. If he has to have a bullpen game, a TBD as the MVP, he'll do that as well. Lastly, I have bottom of the lineup help the top of the lineup. We know Ohtani and Betts lead off. And we know probably Freeman is going to be somewhere. Now, I think with the time off, he'll try to give it a go. I'm pretty sure we'll see Freddie Freeman in that lineup tomorrow in some form or fashion, whether he's in a cleanup position, he's batting 5th, he's batting 3rd. That's Dave Roberts back to the second key of him pressing the right buttons and doing the right thing with him. But Banda, Brazier, Henriquez, Honeywell, Phillips, these guys training, these guys in the bullpen are going to be very, very important to the bottom of the lineup. A guy like Will Smith, the catcher. Guys like Kiki Hernandez, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman, who was the NLCS MVP, kind of came out of nowhere in center field, playing really good defense and timely hitting at the bottom of the lineup. Because one thing we know about the Dodgers, they can hit the long ball, they can steal bases on the base paths, they can move runners over, they can hit hard line drives, they can score runs in a variety of ways. So that's where the Yankees have to keep them off the base paths as well, because the Yankees can't let them run crazy. Ohtani, Betts, even Teoscar Hernandez, he had 33 home runs, that drove in 99, home run derby champion. He's looking for a big payday this offseason. Go out and play well in the World Series, hit a couple home runs, you'll make you some money. So guys like I said, Tommy Edman, Teoscar Hernandez. You have Chris Taylor, Max Muncy, Gavin Lux, Enrique Hernandez, Freddie Freeman. Outside of Mookie Betts and Ohtani, because Freeman is kind of an X factor because we don't know his health. If Freeman can give you something, and he's going to probably have to play first base because Ohtani is your DH. If Freeman can't go, though, like I said, they have a lot of depth, and they can put and move guys around if they need be as well. And Dave Roberts does a real good job at late in games with the bullpen and his positioning of players. Kind of wish Brandon Hyde sometimes would take a little note from that as well. But enough about that. Enough about me. I think this is good for the game. I think this is going to get more eyes on the product. I think it will be an exciting series. I think it will be a long series. I think it will be some games where we'll have that pitcher's duel 3-2 and be on the edge of your seat, biting your fingernails at every moment. And I think we'll have a couple of barn burner shootouts where it might be a 8-5, 9-6 type of ball game where it's back and forth, and guys are hitting home runs 450 feet, and we're going through 4 or 5 guys in the bullpen, and it's a 3.5-hour game almost, because it's going to be 8 or 9 runs from each team, and it's going to be – I would take the over in a lot of these games if you're going to sprinkle some money down, but I also think these teams are going to have to slug it out. Like I said, I expect a boxing match in game 1, maybe game 2, a little bit of a filling process. Like I said, both teams have had a couple days off. They can reset their starting lineups. It's going to be intriguing to see what the managers do. Like I said, Aaron Boone has done a good job, I think, an underrated job this season with the team. I think overachieving to a degree. And I think Dave Roberts, just a model of consistency, steady Eddie. And he has a team ready to play. He presses all the right buttons. He doesn't panic. And you can tell guys just genuinely love playing for him. And he's genuinely a good-hearted person. But and Dodgers get ready to do work. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with them and who wins. I'm going with the Dodgers in 7 games to give you my prediction. I think the Dodgers do hold on, and I think they get the win. It's going to be interesting to see with the Yankees as well, outside of Cole, Rodon, and maybe Luis Hill. The series goes. The longer this series goes, it does favor the Yankees, though, because the Dodgers are going to have to extend their bullpen. But there is 2 days in a row, then an off day, then they go to New York, west to east, and go straight to New York. Then those will be consecutive days. That's why I said the series really, I think, game 3, 4, and 5 will tell a lot, because if the Yankees come out still game 1, I think the Dodgers will take game 2. Then we'll pretty much be in the best of 5. It'll be intriguing, because I think back-to-back days, a day off, how's the bullpen for the Dodgers, how's the starters for the Yankees, how's their bullpen, and then 3 straight days of baseball before your next off day. It'll be intriguing to see. 2-3-2 format. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you comment down below. If anything, your favorite emoji. It costs you nothing. It helps out tremendously. Give us your prediction, keys to the game. I'm going with Ohtani as MVP. I think he's the best at the top of that lineup. And guys, after Betts and Ohtani, just the depth and as many. It's like they got Ferraris in their driveway. They got so many Ferraris they don't have anywhere to park them. Guys will be coming off the bench for the Dodgers, making impacts. It'll probably be guys you're not thinking of, like I said, the Will Smith, P.T. Hernandez, Teoscar Hernandez, Freddie Freeman. What does he have? Max Muncy, Gavin Lux, all those guys. But sound off down below. I want to hear from you. Comment, subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button, hit that bell. Let us know your thoughts on particular World Series, East Coast, West Coast, Worldwide Flex Zone, Yankees, Dodgers. Wish the O's were in it, but I'll be enjoying the Fall Classic as we possibly could go into November. So it's the Flex Zone Podcast World Series preview, and why this is good for the game of baseball. It reinvigorates it. It's like getting Kobe and LeBron, The Rock, and Roman Reigns. Those once-in-a-lifetime matchups. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Just think about it. We had, Jordan against Stockton alone. Just some of the great athletes that we've seen or haven't got a chance to see. Tyson Ali, heavyweights, blue bloods. This is what's going to reinvigorate and get eyes on the sport, because baseball needs stars that are marketable and transcend the game. Judge, Ohtani, Betts, Soto, Stanton, guys like that. Definitely do it. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Stay tuned for more on the World Series. And let me know your predictions down below. I'll see you next time on the Flex Zone Podcast. I got the Dodgers beating the Yankees in 7. Should be a nice, fun, long series to close out a great season of baseball. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.